That should be
Don't make me nervous.
great. We're about to, it looks like the live streams are getting going. Only one of them is live? That's kind of weird. We might be live though.
All right, well, we'll just give a few moments for people to jump on here. And then I will be doing the big what's up. I'll be doing what I do here in just a second, doing our intro here. So what's up, everybody? This is Sonia Gomez coming to you live from Colorado. I'm so excited to be here today with our guest, who I'll be introducing to you here in just a moment. Meanwhile, this is another bonus broadcast of Legalize It, Don't Criticize It, the place to be for cannabis, hemp, CBD, and now the new and emerging business opportunities that are here within what we're calling the green rush. As you're getting value from this video, you guys go ahead and hit like and share, and make sure that you tag 5 people that you know who can benefit from hearing this type of information and being in the face and having access to incredible leaders like some of our guests that I'll be introducing today. In the meantime, let us know where you guys are tuning in from and what city are you in, what state are you in, and what are you excited to know? I'm reading comments on my phone, so if it looks like I'm looking down, that's what's going on.
We have someone who's hi from Iowa. I think that's pretty funny. We've got Greg from North Carolina popping in. Wow, the comments are really rolling in.
Awesome.
I'm from North Carolina. Hi, Greg.
I'm coming to North Carolina.
Oh, you are?
Yes. That probably explains why you have such a nice smile and your teeth are so white. Like all the girls I know from the Carolinas have like these perfect, beautiful white smiles.
Yes. We have lots of fluoride in our water.
Oh, well, you're gorgeous. Everybody, can you do me a big favor and give a nice warm welcome to Miss Nicole Wicker. Hello, Nicole. Thanks so much for being here with us. And we also have Charles Wu on, who will be helping us out behind the scenes and making sure that all your guys' questions and comments get answered as they come on down. So thanks for being with us, Nicole. Why don't you go ahead and just take a minute to introduce yourself to our group. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what amazing role you are playing in our industry right now.
So my name is Nicole Wicker. I do live in the state of North Carolina. I actually went to the University of North Carolina to college. So go Tar Heels. I graduated from UNC with a Master's of Accounting degree, and many years ago started with Ernst & Young. Worked for them for over a decade, and then I transitioned over to the private sector. I worked for a couple of technology companies and healthcare companies. The most recent one was called Tier Science. And it was a pre-FDA cleared medical device, very disruptive for treating dry eye. So I joined Tier Science when they had 18 employees, and we grew to over 250 full-time equivalents within 3 years. We were the fastest growing company in North Carolina for the years 2011, 12, 13. I don't know if you guys recall, but for a little while, it was hard to get medical devices approved via FDA clearance. So we started commercializing our product in Europe and Canada. And eventually we got the FDA clearance and commercialized throughout the nation. And again, we were the fastest growing company in North Carolina. We raised over 150 million during those years, and recently it was acquired by Johnson & Johnson. So now I am a co-founder of Altopa. Altopa has made a device, a patented device called the Oblend, and I'm really, really excited about it.
Okay, well, I want to be excited about the Oberlin too. What is it? Tell me what it is.
It seems cool.
Okay.
I'm looking, it's what the world's, why don't you talk about this? This seems
The
really
world's first home dispensary. So I don't have an Oberlin at my house yet, but if you can see, it looks like this. It's the size of a Keurig coffee maker. And it's similar to the printer ink cartridge model. The cartridges are filled with different isolated botanical oils or cannabinoids or terpenes or flavonoids. So if you think about it, you can create different blends using the smartphone app, which there's a little picture of the smartphone app. You can create different blends, find them. So let's say I need something to help me with my pain or inflammation or something to help me sleep at night. I can type in those words and all these different crowdsourced recipes pop up, and I can decide to blend one of those. I can read about all the different ingredients and medical benefits of each if I want to become educated. I can push blend, and I can create with the O-Blend a vape or a topical, a culinary oil, a tincture, a sublingual within minutes. So basically you are able to mix for the first time different ingredients with precision and consistency, which is a huge need for the medical users in this market.
Wow. So I just got excited. So I went to your website. This is pretty cool. Tell me more. I don't know what you think, Sonia, but tell me more. I mean, this is awesome.
I think this is really super interesting. So I want to understand how a consumer uses this thing, because I'll have you know that like I will make space on my kitchen counter for this thing.
Well, looks like there's a video. Should we play the video or? Okay, hold on.
Actually, yeah, let's play the video and check this thing out.
Make sure I share the sound so our audience can see what's going on. So we're gonna have a video here. Okay, so this, just click on this.
Yes.
Okay, let's watch this. Okay, play.
Increasingly, people are using essential oils to improve their health and to treat dozens of medical conditions. But when it comes to mixing your own oils in order to personalize a blend for aroma, flavor, and strength, individual consumers are at a disadvantage. If you're lucky, you might have a general idea of how strong some of your ingredients are. But there are hundreds of essential oils, each producing different flavors, aromas, and therapeutic effects that affect each person differently. Some of these oils have to be mixed in microliter amounts.
I love how you're hiding CBD over there in the corner.
So predicting how you feel and getting a consistent result can seem impossible. Until now. Introducing the O-Blend, a revolutionary countertop device that allows on-demand customization and blending of essential oils. The O-Blend holds cartridges filled with essential oils and allows you to create personalized blends for your symptoms and sensitivities. Using the O-Blend app on your phone or tablet, you can search for a blend that suits your needs or create your own. Customizing a blend is as simple as adjusting a slider up or down. You control exactly what's in your essential oil. And your unique blend can be dispensed into a vapor cartridge for inhalation, a lotion for topical applications, or into a culinary oil for making edibles. Save your blend to the app, and the O-Blend will make it exactly the same every time. You have the power to create a blend as unique as you are and feel how you want to feel. Your body, your blend. O-Blend.
Look at you beaming with pride over there, like Oscar nominee.
And that only taps a little bit of it. I mean, I am really excited about our product. And if you noticed, the C was not at the end of the TH.
Yeah.
And same with the D. There's a reason for that.
You had to like pass the sensors and all that stuff,
We
right?
we applied for the Consumer Electronics Show Award for the most innovative product, and we submitted our application and video. They loved our product, but they told us that we had to remove any reference of cannabis. So we changed the video and we removed anything that referenced cannabis in the application. And we ended up winning the Innovation Award in biotech, fitness, and health category
Wow.
for really personalized nutraceuticals. So it doesn't have to be used for cannabis, but there is a huge unmet need in the cannabis industry.
So what made you make the switch and jump ship from corporate to cannabis? When did you come out of the cannabis closet?
Good question. So shortly after Tier Science, I was taking a hiatus, and many CEOs and people with ideas reach out to me through LinkedIn and other networks, because I've been successful in raising money and I've been successful in building businesses. So I've been to so many meetings to meet with CEOs over coffee or over lunch, and nothing really got me excited, which you got to have passion, right? Until Matt Wilson, who is the co-founder, approached me with this idea. I thought it was a great idea, but I didn't know much about the cannabis industry at the time. You know, I'm medical device, I'm pharmaceutical, healthcare technology. And so I did my own due diligence, and I started going to the cannabis science conferences. I went to the Cannabis Science Conference in Portland, and I listened to the researchers and physicians stand up on the podiums.
Oh, so you guys are the ones that go there to hear the research and the science stuff. And
I was just like, oh my gosh, why doesn't everybody know about this? I mean, this is crazy. If it really relieves pain and inflammation and can help people sleep and help with PTSD and arthritis and Parkinson's and cancer. And I mean, it's crazy that the world doesn't know about this. But at the same time, there's a problem in that even the medical users that have found something that is working, they still have a problem. They'll go to the same dispensary and buy the same product, but it's not always consistent. Or let's say I found something to relieve my pain, but it makes me sleepy. Well, with our device, you could use the active ingredients that are helping with your pain. And in the morning, instead of drinking coffee or taking an Adderall, you could add additional ingredients to help you become energized and focused. So you blend that pain relief, and then you add things like pinene and limonene. And at night, I can blend that same formulation for pain, and instead of adding ingredients to make me feel energized, I would add ingredients to help me sleep better at night. So I might add some linalool and CBN. And the other thing I think is really, really interesting, there are a lot of people, especially in my state, North Carolina, that have heard that cannabis is effective for treating different medical ailments, but they're scared to try it, right? They've never done cannabis, and it feels really weird if your mom has cancer to all of a sudden get her high, right? Or your child who has seizures to give somebody really sick cannabis.
Yeah.
Well, most people don't know, and I didn't know, that the only psychoactive ingredient is the THC. But you have hundreds of other cannabinoids that have medicinal benefits. So you don't have to use the THC, or with our device, as you saw in the video, you can find a recipe that's working for other people with cancer. And if you see it has THC, you can reduce it down to 0. and then slowly over time increase it. So you're really like self-titrating or microdosing, and you're finding the perfect blend for your body, because we believe that every body is different. Everybody's different. So what works for me may not necessarily work for you, right?
I say the same thing. I love it.
I think what you're doing is brilliant, because I think from a consumer adoption, it's interesting. We're just meeting for the first time, right? So Sonia is, she's an industry insider. She and her husband have been in the industry for 20 years. They've been on all sides. She was actually one of the first licensees in Denver back when they legalized. And my side, I come in from more of the business side. I actually have a technology background, more on the infrastructure and high-tech side. But, we have different perspectives. And I'm a consumer guy. And one of the things, you're absolutely right, and I even see it in the comments, there is, I think, for whatever reason, there is this stereotype that I don't want to smoke because I'll get lung cancer. Like there's just a stereotype against smoking. I think part of it is war on drugs, but part of it also is the smoking aspect. I'm in Chicago, and we don't smoke anymore anywhere. There's kind of like, you're a smoker, right? But the concept of the topical creams and how they're able to deliver similar effects, through CBD or through the topical treatments, that is brilliant. And I think, having a device like this for consumer adoption, I mean, you got to make it work. And I'm sure there's all sorts of other things, but this is a big thing, because me as a consumer, the concept of me, do I really want to smoke a joint or not? Like, do I want my kids seeing me smoking? I don't know about that. But if I had this little thing and I could just press a button and it gives me this cream and it helps my joints feel better or anything, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, are you guys raising money? Let's talk.
Yeah. I don't know. As a matter of fact,
As a matter of fact,
starting a business and growing it up until you're cash flow positive, you're always raising money. I mean, you have to fund the company. So, yes, we are in the process of raising a Series A round. Mm-hmm. It's a $5 million round. It's our second series. So we raised previously 1.4 million in a preferred Series seed equity round. Okay. And this will be our second financing. Of the 5 million, we have raised a little over 3. Okay. So we're raising almost 2 million more to close this round.
Well, after that, that's out of scope of this conversation, but I think you've corresponded with Mike or through the PR side. I'll have him follow up, and we should have a separate conversation, because I might have some personal interest on that front. But sorry, but going back, and this is, I mean, I don't know what you think, Sonia, but the challenge we always talk about is how do we get to mass adoption of cannabis or of the stuff? How do we do it where it's no longer? And we talked to a lot of people. You got to rebrand it. You got to call it something different. It's got to be something that mom can use, something that grandma can use, something that I can use and talk about without my kids giggling and everything on that front. And that's how did you come up? I mean, help me understand your guys' thought process. I mean, this is big. I mean, because you're not like you are. I mean, you are the epitome of big corporate, right? You had a business, you sold it to Johnson & Johnson. Sounds like you guys did pretty well on that and everything like that. And now, now you're in something that traditionally 5 years ago we used to all giggle about during middle school.
Right. I never envisioned myself in the cannabis industry. And in fact, I was hesitant to tell people or post it, just because, again, I live in North Carolina. I'm the mother of 3 kids. But again, once I heard about all the medicinal benefits, to me, this device has to be on the market. It will advance cannabis science. To me, there's not cannabis medicine yet, because nobody has been able to isolate the ingredients and then recreate a blend or a strain or a formulation and identify which of those active ingredients are working. which ones are helping for the pain relief. So we can actually eventually perform clinical studies and identify the top 5 or the top 10 active ingredients that are working. We can do different studies on the effects of terpenes. You know, what does pinene do to you versus myrcene versus limonene?
I just want to humanize really quick what you're saying, because you have, I mean, it's beautiful for me and for Charles, who like can totally grasp all of the stuff. And we've done extensive research in the background, so we know what you're saying. But I just want to bring in our audience who's like, what is that? So I just want to bring in our audience and let you guys know. So the different things that we're talking about here are different compounds or pieces of the cannabis plant. So when we're talking about terpenes and limonene, that's one of the terpenes in there that gives cannabis a certain smell. Likewise for the other oils or compounds, CBN, CBD, THCA, THC, each one of these are compounds inside of the cannabis plant. They nourish and nurture your endocannabinoid system completely differently. And each one of us are 1 in 7 billion, right? So every body is different. You've heard me say that a lot of times. You just heard Nicole say the same thing. So what real science is doing to cannabis is actually picking apart the plant and isolating out the functionalities of each different component inside of cannabis. This is allowing us to legitimize the use of cannabis for medical reasons, because I'll tell you one thing right now, smoking bongs on the state capitol building steps is not doing it. Okay, so we have to approach this from a completely different side, a completely different perspective, and represent this professional side of pot, if you will. Pot gone professional. And I know some of the older rockers and hippies and true crusaders of this industry might feel somewhat stifled or muted by the new corporate look of cannabis, but I have to tell you that it is probably one of the most advantageous faces that we can put on in the industry. It's what allows the progress to continue forward. If we can communicate and articulate and represent the truth about cannabis in all of the finite detail, and even to the point of being able to customize the formulas that we're utilizing for ourselves, the people that we love, and the conditions that we might be suffering from, it allows us to show legitimacy, and that this is not actually a gateway drug, but a gateway to one's health and well-being. And that's what it is that we are trying to represent with devices like this, and entrepreneurs and forward thinkers who are able to kind of see the future of cannabis medicine, like Nicole and the O Blend. No one would have ever thought about individualized coffee, right? But now this is individualized cannabis, which is really, really huge and innovative. So for those of you guys who enjoy cannabis, say yes if you use it for recreational reasons, and you would like to be able to customize the effect that it's having on you throughout the day. If you're using it for medicinal reasons, go ahead and let us know why, because this is an incredible way for you to take back the power and the freedom and understand how you can use cannabis to work for your unique you. So I just wanted to kind of bring everybody in to help them understand what it is that we're actually talking about and how important it is, the work that you're doing and the innovation that's being brought into the industry here. Because with this type of innovation, with this type of scientific representation, we will be able to push this into a global agenda and adoption, which is what we truly need so that everybody can really benefit from using cannabis, and we can start to see those social and economical growths that we've been able to take advantage of here in Colorado. For instance, I always brag that my kids are going to new schools, happy teachers, driving on new roads, the tradesmen are back to work, the industrial buildings are full, cities are getting cleaned up, the industries are booming. Like, I am a lucky girl living over here, and I can't wait to see that sweep the country.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that was just a side note.
Well, I think it's good that you bring that perspective in, right? Because, again, I don't know Nicole very well, but I'm a technology person. It sounds like, maybe, I don't know if you're technology or if you're in some sort of a B2B side. So Nicole and myself, we would just beep and click at each other and, we'll have a blast, but then, we'll lose everyone else and think we're a bunch of aliens on that front. So no, it's really good to have your perspective in on this. I guess, here's the interesting thing. I'd really be curious to get your perspective, Nicole. What was that point? So you said you went to these places, you were doing research. You're a regular person from North Carolina, and I don't know what North Carolina is like, but, I feel like North Carolina is probably a more conservative state in general, right? So how did you get to that aha moment where you're like, like I would imagine, what, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, if someone told you cannabis, you'd kind of roll your eyes and, tell your kids, stay away from that stuff. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, that process?
Your journey into the other side.
Yeah, so, and it's true, like when Colorado legalized it for medicinal reasons, I was one of the people that, thought, ha, 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 yeah, medicinal reasons, and it's all about education. The more we can educate people on not just cannabis, but any ingredient that's from a healthy plant, that provides some therapeutic relief versus pharmaceuticals that may be doing damage to your body, is a good thing. So the more we can learn and educate everybody, the better. For me, the first aha moment was going to that cannabis science conference, listening to the doctors present their clinical studies, the efficacy, and then also listening to the parents of the children that had cancer, and seeing the kids there and, listening to their stories. That was beautiful. So I decided, okay, I'm going to raise a small amount of money and do some research, marketing surveys, etc. So when we closed our first small round of financing, the newspaper here, Triangle Business Journal, in fact, I probably have it somewhere around here, front page says, Nicole Wicker is bringing cannabis to the state of North Carolina. It's
oh no,
my brother and I. And it's a picture of when I won CFO of the year here back in 2013. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. Here I am trying to, stay in the closet for just a little while, but it didn't work. So now it's in the newspaper, and all of a sudden my telephone started ringing off the hook from strangers, but they were begging for my help. One was a father of a child that had seizures, and they went into detail on some, they were doing different prescriptions, and they would work for a little while and then they would stop working. So then they'd go to another pharmaceutical, and it was working and not working. And they were calling me, begging for my help. Where can they go? Who should they talk to? I know the state has lost hundreds of families that have moved out and moved into states that have legalized it. And again, it's just a shame. But when strangers calling me, and there were multiple people that called me asking for help, and I just thought, this device we've got to bring this to market. We have to. We can help so many people. And, everybody always wants to leave the world a better place than when they entered it. And I'm one of those people, very strong belief in that. And
so sorry to interrupt you. What I hear you saying is a lot of your mission behind this came, and your switch and inspiration came after, not from being a cannabis consumer yourself, but from actually seeing the effects on families and on communities when medical refugees is what they're called, or the marijuana refugees, pick up and have to uproot their entire lives in order to gain safe access to cannabis. And because you wanted to support people in that situation, you started to create this device to serve patients from all walks of life so that they could have access to it. Now, is it all ready to market and available to folks? And number one. And then my second question is, what about for people who are in states where THC is not legal? Can this still be purchased or utilized in those states only using legal aspects of cannabis or hemp? And then when it becomes legal, you can add in the THC part of it?
Yes, that is correct. So we will be commercializing our product in early 2019. We're doing a beta launch this fall of 25 units. You can purchase the O Blend anywhere in the nation. It will come with a starter kit of cartridges and the O Blend app, so you can start using it immediately. And as we stated before, there's a lot of medicinal benefits of the other ingredients. So you don't have to have THC. And one thing that I have this chart here, and to me, it is where I really understood. These are like some of the cannabinoids on the top. If you can see them.
You can't see them.
Oh, and then they're like all the medicinal benefits of each ingredient. So there's a lot of other ingredients that can be used without having to use the THC. And if you think about somebody treating for inflammation, they could even purchase cartridges that aren't in the starter kit from us that help with inflammation, like fish oil or curcumin or turmeric. So yeah, we're ready to definitely get our product to market. We have a pre-sale campaign going on right now. If you want to go to our website and you can buy the O Blend at half off. And do you guys know the marijuana show? You know the marijuana show, ladies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Karen and Wendy.
Yeah.
So they asked us to be one of the 9 companies in season 3. And that premieres tomorrow.
Oh,
At
fun.
guess what time?
420.
Yes. So that should be fun.
Awesome. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. That should be a lot of fun. I do know those girls over there. They are doing a lot of really cool stuff with a lot of really amazing entrepreneurs. So I'm excited to see how you guys do there. I have a lot of the cannabis consumers, the veterans, the people who have been utilizing this product for a really, really long time. I myself am a veteran in the cannabis community, and I really advocate for cannabis as a natural remedy to the traditional pharmaceutical industry. And my question is, what's the difference between your product and somebody utilizing a concentrate from a dispensary or something like that? Why use O Blend versus the products that are already on the market?
Okay, so there's really not a product on the market that allows you to customize your own blends with precision. There are some great products on the market that enable people to start with flour and turn it into oil, such as Levo, Magic Butter. There's a few of those. And then you can go, the phase of the industry, people are starting to become more educated on the ingredients, and they're starting to use oils more than flour. So as you mentioned, you can go to a dispensary now and you can buy a cartridge that might say anti-anxiety or relax, but you cannot customize it and cater it to your body. So if you found a product that works perfectly, then you could go buy those products. But this gives you the ability to create a variety of products. So you don't have to just stick with the pen. Or sometimes you go and you buy a pen and you spend a lot of money and then it doesn't work, or it gets you too high or whatever. And so this helps you not waste money on the trial and error. This comes with an app. So you can search for things that are working for other people. You can save your favorite recipes. You can share them with your friends. You can share them with the Oberlin community. So as we get more and more users, we'll be able to see what is working for pain, what is working for inflammation and arthritis and all these different medical disorders, and we'll be able to help our users identify or get to a successful formulation quicker. So let's say I'm a new user and I'm trying to treat for pain, and I'm like way over here where all of the other users are using these ingredients. We can help get them over to the formulations that will probably work for them quicker. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I'm a huge advocate for personalized healthcare. I think it's amazing when we can look at what our genotypes are, what our unique experiences are, or necessities, or our symptoms. I think the traditional medical system has failed us in the sense that they kind of just lump us into one category, and you say, oh, well, if you have a pain symptom or syndrome that falls between a 5 and a 7, you need this dosage of this pill, and they don't allow us to be individualized. So I love the O blend and the idea of personalized healthcare. I'm working actually with a couple of with one platform in particular that with a cotton swab, they can get your whole genotype and customize nutrition for nutritional supplements for you. And they're starting to use CBD inside of that as well. So I think it's super, super fascinating. And I'm really excited to see how this performs on the market. I know that we have some people who are really hardcore flower users and others who are really looking, and like myself, I'm a mother of 4. I mean, I'm a die-hard cannabis advocate and user myself. I like to call myself a stiletto stoner because I'm very professional, high-functioning professional, but I still utilize cannabis for my own medicinal reasons. And at the end of the day, I go for cannabis rather than a glass of wine. But that's just my flavor. And I think there's a lot of people out there like me who are high functioning, positive contributors to society who utilize cannabis and would love to be able to customize the effect that they have throughout the day, especially if it gives a better, more positive image to the next generation as well. I'll ask you this because we also do have a lot of folks who are interested in getting into the industry and want to figure out how they can leverage their current skill sets or knowledge or expertise or like you said, foundationally, their passion for cannabis. What are 3 to 5 tips that you could give somebody who is just getting started or considering coming into the industry? What would be some tips that you could give them for getting in? Or starting their own successful cannabis business.
The number one reason why startups fail is lack of funding. So when you are starting a company, you need to make decisions that will also be attractive to potential investors. The first thing they look at is the team. Does the team have experience? Have they done this before? Have they built a company and successfully exited it? So if you do have a great idea, but you don't have that experience, then you need to hire people around you on your team that has that experience. You also need to make sure that you are addressing an unmet need. A lot of people come into this industry and they're like me too products, or I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it better. But if you can identify a true unmet need that's large and solve it, then you're going to be successful. I would say another, again, you have to be attractive to investors. And I viewed myself as an investor when I'm looking for my next gig, because I'm doing my due diligence too, right? The coveted business model is a recurring revenue model. It generates and maximizes the value of companies in the investment banking community.
Yeah.
And so think about high gross margins, a recurring revenue model, if you can do that. So a very advantageous business model that's quick to cash flow positive is great. Also, it's interesting because in this industry, I think that the investors that I'm used to presenting to, they're not ready to invest in the cannabis industry yet. I know over 100 VCs that are healthcare and technology VCs, they won't invest.
Yeah,
so
cap table's mostly angel. It's mostly angel based, not institution. At this point.
Raising this for my company,
Yeah.
Well, so far it has been angel investors. There's a new class. It's probably not new, but it's new to me. Family funds. Family funds are getting involved in funding cannabis businesses. You do have a growing number of VCs, but many of them want your business model to be proven, or they want you to already be generating revenue. So the faster you can get your business model proven, a product on the market, and start generating that revenue, the more successful you should be in raising money. A lot of these companies in their bylaws, they have it written in their bylaws that they cannot invest in companies until they're post revenue. So you definitely have to be thinking about ways to make yourself attractive to investors, because if you can't get funded, then you don't have a company.
Yep, I 100% agree. It's hard to bootstrap something, and I think that there's a really big misconception with the cannabis industry because it's so cash rich. People think that you can do things in two different ways. One, you have to either grow it or sell it to be in the industry. The third is because cannabis is so cash rich and everybody wants it, they think that they can, if they grow it or sell it, that they're automatically going to be cash flow positive. And that's not the case. There's a lot of entrepreneurs who come in here. It's just like any other business. And we talked about this before. You have to have a really clear plan of execution, an excellent team to be able to do that with, and a solid bankroll that you can maneuver and navigate through, because it's also one of the trickiest companies or industries to be a part of because of all of the compliance issues, or lack of structure and rules. It's uncharted territory. So at the drop of a dime, all of the regulations could change, and you would have to be able to pivot with that. So I think that that's really solid advice as far as what one needs to be prepared with. A good team, be attractive to investors with your business plan, and make sure that you have something unique, your unique selling point. What's special and unique about you? For those of you guys who are just joining, this is our guest, Nicole Wicker. She is the co-founder of O-Blend. And for those of you guys who are watching, if you see that this is valuable for folks, I want you to go ahead and like and share this content. Make sure that you tag 5 people. And that you, with your help, by the way, with your guys' help and liking and sharing content like this, we've been able to impact over 27 million people's lives. And I want to continue to make that impact in the world. So make sure that you like and share as you're getting value from this. I'm just so impressed. Can I just say, from a woman in this industry, I love meeting with and understanding other women in this industry. And, I really, really appreciate the work and considerations that you have, and the more knowledge and know-how and expertise that we can get from other respected industries like the medical industry. I really, really appreciate the advances in medicine there, especially on the technological side. My father is alive because of those technological advances. So I'm super grateful for that. And I can't wait to see what happens with this type of product in the cannabis market. I think it's going to be really, really interesting to watch and see what happens.
I think the first one of our little side test will be half of the researchers in the world, the leading cannabis researchers, half of them believe you have to have whole plant medicine. And the other half believe that the isolated extracts will work if you recombine them. So why don't we do a study?
The Pepsi challenge.
And have cartridges filled with whole plant medicine, and then cartridges, and you're rebuilding this whole plant medicine.
The Kush challenge, I like it.
I think I know the answer, but nobody's ever done that study before. So it'd be really interesting. And then if we could all agree on that, because to me, that's the basis of advancing. If we can all agree on whether you have to have whole plant medicine or will isolates work, then we can move a lot faster.
Hey, I actually have a question. Does this fall under FDA, or are you going to try to slide through DSHEA on this?
No, we're not making any medical claims.
Okay.
We aren't putting the recipes in our device. They are expert sourced or crowdsourced. So really, we have a platform to give people the ability to mix and dispense ingredients with precision and consistency.
So you're literally selling a blender, for lack of a better term.
In fact, we can go to other industries. We've filed 26 patents, and they include other industries like the cosmetic industry. So,
I need 20% Botox on this eye. No, I'm just kidding.
Taking a picture of your face and being able to make that exact color of foundation, or taking a picture of your face and being able to create the sunscreen or the lotion. Hair color. Let's say I love your hair color, and I could take a picture of it, and the O-Blend could recreate that same hair color. It could do customized, personalized fragrances. You talked about preventative medicine. You mentioned another company with the swabs, taking saliva swabs. Well, can you imagine, like 23andMe and Ancestry.com, all these companies are doing very well with diagnosing and telling people what they're at risk of getting. They may say, hey, you have chances of getting Alzheimer's disease. Well, then you can use our O-Blend to move into the preventative healthcare market. Let's all just supplement our bodies with all the things that we're deficient in.
Wow, so powerful.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Well, good. I mean, congratulations on all of your progress and everything that you've been able to accomplish thus far. Where can we see the marijuana show? I want to see it tomorrow when you're on there.
Me too. It's going to be on Amazon Prime. And I think they're releasing half of season 3 tomorrow and leaving the audience with a cliffhanger. And then they're going to release the other half later. So that'll be good. Yep. If anybody wants to buy an O-Blend, you can sign up for our half off pre-sale campaign. We appreciate any support. That would be great. And we also have a Facebook page. It's called O-Blend Official.
Okay, you guys, you heard it here first. You can check out O-Blend Official on Facebook. Or Charles, will you post the link in the chat so they can go and check out her website if you guys want more information?
Yeah, I'll do that right now. Go for it.
And you guys show some love to Nicole Wicker. I just thank you so much again, Nicole, for all the work that you're doing in the industry. I'm so happy to get to know you, and let us know that we can support when your show live goes airs. I'd love to stream it live on our page. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Really great to meet you. And you guys show some love to Nicole and give her a nice farewell. And can't wait to have you back on the show when you bring Oblend to market for real.
Yes, that sounds great.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And then Charles will be in touch with you too to get his little piece of your North Carolina Oblend pie.
Yeah, come see me when you come to North Carolina.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm coming in the first week of August. So everybody who's excited, we're going to be producing a pretty major hemp event out there, and it might be a really great place for you to be able to showcase your product. We're actually putting together a whole exhibit on the health track and on the investors track. So we'll have some investors coming in to take a look at the different exhibitors and products that are coming to market. People who are looking for opportunity and also want to connect with the consumer directly is a great place for you guys to come.
Yeah, that would be great. You'll have to send me the info.
Yeah, I will for sure. I'm so happy to meet you, Nicole. I can't wait to see you in North Carolina then next week. I'll be in Charlotte. Is that close by you?
About 2.5 hours away. It's not far. I'm in the Research Triangle Park.
Okay.
Pharmaceutical companies are located.
Well, get out of there and come see me in Charlotte.
It's all about education.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm happy to meet you, and we'll be in touch soon.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Nicole. And I'll have my assistant send an email, and we'll continue the conversation. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right.
And for all of our viewers, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in with us. This was another episode of Legalize It, Don't Criticize It, the place to be for cannabis, CBD, and all of the new innovative products and business opportunities that are coming out in the market. We love you so much. Make sure that you like and share this video. With your help, we've been able to impact over 27 million people's lives. And I need you to continue to support us getting the truth about cannabis, hemp, CBD, and what it can do for you, the people that you love, and the conditions that you might be suffering from. I'm your host, Sonia Gomez, and we'll see you on our next show. Bye.